Hey, I want to show this another demo of this guitar, this 650. This really has a sound. It's got some flame on the side of the neck too, and it just has a beautiful tone. It's got a little bit of a nick here by the input jack, but I want to play, and it has a really, really nice setup on this guitar. I know I'm using a solid state amp. But I've had a lot of Samick guitars. I've sold a lot of them. I like them, but you know, some are definitely better than others. This one just has a really nice, always hard to explain tone. It's got a musical quality that just really comes through with a nice mid bass and nice mids, and it still has clarity, but kind of an airiness to that clarity. Nice setup, plenty of fret left. Looks like somebody kind of dialed it in. You look down when you're playing this guitar, you can kind of see the flame for sure on the neck. It just looks really cool. It's a very high quality neck. It's kind of hard to show flame sometimes, and let me add a little extra light here. But this really has a sound. It's got a very, very sparkly mid-range and mid-bass with really good clarity, not compressed. That's the trick with a great archtop. Most great archtops are very, very weak in the mid and the mid-bass. They have a compressed sound, kind of a scoop sound. You need a strong mid and strong mid-bass to have a beautiful archtop tone. This one has it in spades. Really a nice guitar. It's got some kind of surface level scratches on the back, the kind where you have to move the guitar at the right angle to see them. It's an older guitar. It's made in the 90s, like I already mentioned. It's got the one little chip in the finish here by the jack. It's a little dusty right now, but I've got a lot to do today. But here's the treble pickup. Really sounds musical too, and these strings are old too. But yeah, this again, I'm using. Really has a beautiful jazz tone. It's got one of the, I think, in the top couple Samicks I've sold. Most of the 650s out there do sound pretty good, but some of them, a lot of them lack, like I said, they lack that mids and mid bass, and that's what this has in spades. It really has a. Here's cycle 1 in the guitar ladder system. But it's like, it sounds clear and warm at the same time, which I know sounds like a paradox, but that's what a great musical instrument does. So yeah, this guitar is a lot of guitar. You could pay a lot more than this and still not get this much tone. Like I said, I haven't played this much lately. And I'm just using a solid state PV. I paid about $1.50 for. Weather's been all over the place lately, and it does kind of affect guitars. They tend to alter slightly. They go back to how they were, but you know, it's about 52 today. We've had, you know, the last couple of months, days, it's been like, you know, 87. It's just, weather's crazy. But yeah, this has really got a sound. You hear that? I think a good way to describe the tone on this is, like I said, it has a really strong balance between the bass, mid bass, treble, and bass. But it's got that kind of airy, poppy mid-range and mid-bass that still has clarity, but it has air in the note, has some transparency at the same time as having the defined clarity. I know it sounds like a paradox. That's a beautiful tone. That's in an old solid state PV. This guitar has kind of a Kenny Burrell type tone, you know, like a really good Kenny Burrell type tone, you know. Like I said, I haven't tuned it for a while. And these strings are old, they don't intonate it. The guitar is fine, but the old strings don't intonate as well. Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick demo. I wouldn't even mind keeping this one, it just sounds so good. But you know, I can't keep every great guitar I find. By the way, the great guitars are very difficult to find too. It's not easy to find the kind of stuff I find. I don't just buy the cheapest stuff, I buy guitars that really have some mojo to it. Yeah, this has some really interesting tone to it. Like I said, I haven't played it much. I've got a few people really interested in this guitar right now. I don't want to push anybody real hard. I'm not like that. I don't approach my guitar business that way. But I will say it's very difficult to find an old 650, Samick 650 like this in the 90s that has this much tone. It's especially for this kind of money, you know. That's my dog. All right, folks. Anyway, like I said, this guitar is really dusty right now, but it really looks cool. And it's an older guitar. You know, the gold's not perfect. You know, if you're looking for a perfect guitar that looks like a new car, maybe this isn't for you. But if you want real tone that would blow away most guitars, you'd pay. Really, it would blow away most guitars. You'd pay a ton more money for. This is a lot of guitar for the money. It's got a great setup. It's got low action. It's very cozy to play, and I mean, it really has some real tone, you know. And it even has a nice sound. I'm not real into the treble pickup, but it sounds really nice. I know, I need to spend more time tuning this, but the weather's been all over the place and it affects them a little bit. I think these strings need to be changed too. Here's both pickups. But man, the sound on this front pickup just blows me away. So anyway, you might want to change strings on this guitar. Although sometimes I kind of like older strings. They have a certain tone. I know Eddie Van Halen, who's not a jazz player, says he likes old strings too. But yeah, they do sometimes. The older strings need but as you can hear, that intonation sounds pretty damn good with it. But yeah, there's air.